Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. In this one we're going to go over the NFL for Thursday, October 9th. And as you can see, the opening odds are on the screen. The opening money line here on the left side, the plus minus 305 and plus 245 for the Giants. And we're going to go over this real quick. I'm going to show you the current odds right now. And we're going to go over this. We're going to analyze it along with the splits. Where the money is going are these splits. And let me big this up real quick. All right, there we go. All right, week 6 decoded. We're going to go over the opening odds first. Is minus 305 to plus 245, Eagles versus Giants. 305 reduces to 35 and 8. What is reduction? You separate the integers and add them together. 30 plus 5 is 35. 3 plus 0 plus 5 equals 8. And we do the same thing for the opening, for the home team as well. And we just use any of those numbers we can use as within the odds, any odds, whether it's spread, total, or whatever pertaining to this game, or even some of the props. And we check to see if any parallels apply. But the current odds are minus 390 for the Eagles, plus 310 for the Giants on the money line, that is. The Eagles are 7.5 point favorites at minus 105 cost, that is currently, and I will show you why the costs are based on the splits. Plus 7.5 for the Giants at minus 115 cost for the home team on the spread. Over unders at 40.5, minus 115 cost going over, minus 105 going under. And let's see where they opened. All right, they opened as 7-point favorites. The Eagles did. Minus 110 cost even for both. Giants obviously opened as 7-point underdogs, touchdown and extra point, that is. All right, over under opened at 43.5, minus 110 cost for both over it in the under. That has since decreased 3 points. Decreased 3 points. That is a significant difference. You normally don't see totals, especially in the NFL, drop that significantly, 3 points. But this one did. But we will go over where the splits are based off the current odds. The minus 390, plus 310, 7.5 point favorites are the Eagles, and the over under 40.5. Let's go over that right now. Let me scroll down a minute. Then we're going to go over the expected value. Picks will be on the Patreon as well as the props. Now, this 94 and 96% has held up since Monday in favor of the Eagles on the money line. 94% of the betting and 96% of the money. 4% of the money going to the Giants, 6% of the betting going to the Giants. That has held up for 3 days straight so far. Obviously, that's going to change today because game day is today. That is going to change more than likely. More people are going to put money on the Giants, expectedly, and they're at home. So, this minus 390, they opened at minus 305, and now they're at minus 390. A significant difference there. This is the odds have been significantly different for this game since the opening. The most significant difference that I've done this year. And that's strange, especially considering these aren't really even teams. The Eagles are clearly, on paper, a better team. You rarely see that with these type of differences, but 63% of the betting going in favor of the Eagles on the spread. They are 7.5 point favorites currently. 37% of the betting going with the Giants. Percentage of money, Eagles 76%, Giants 24%. Over under total 40.5. changed from 43.5. Over percentage of betting is getting 47%. Under is getting 53% of the betting. Currently, this is early Thursday morning. Percentage of money, over 36%, under 64%. So a lot of people expecting a lower scoring game, especially after you saw really both of their games. They weren't really high scoring, especially the Giants when they played the Saints last weekend. But the expected value is what the measure of what a bettor can expect to win or lose on each bet placed on the same odds time and time again. EV The formula is below it, and it is based off $100 wagers. The formula is right here. And we're going to start with the opening odds, the minus 305 to plus 245. That gives the Eagles a 72% win percentage and a 28% win percentage for the Giants, which gives the Eagles an expected value of negative $4.39 expected value, and Giants expected value negative $3.40 expected value. Now let me let you know on the Patreon before we get to the current, we will be having all of the positive expected values whether for this game, and it will be based off the pretty much anything, but mainly off the props. That's mainly where you get most of the positive expected values. And I will let you know what picks to have, which picks have the expected value. I might do either a separate page for that, or I might do join two. Or I might join it in here, but I might do it separately. I'm not sure. More than likely, I'll do it separately because I'll include it with the other props and parlays. But yeah, all positive expected values, and those are extremely rare, will be given tonight. 77% win percentage going with the Eagles based off the current minus 390 plus 310 for the Giants. 77% win percentage for the Eagles, 23% win percentage for the Giants. That gives the Eagles a negative $3.26 expected value, and that gives the Giants a negative $5.70 expected value. So if you look at it, the Giants actually have more value currently. They have more value currently, but they're only getting 4% of the money. Not a huge benefit, and 6% of the betting. Not a huge benefit to the bookies. But let's go up right here to the current breakdown. We're going to break it down real quick from Tuesday, October 7th. Eagles win as high as negative 405 on Tuesday. 94% betting, 96% money, as I just told you. 4% money for the Giants, 6% of the betting going with the Giants on the money line, that is, from Tuesday. All right, spread from Tuesday looks like this: 7.5 point favorites. So they've pretty much solidified that 7.5 points minus 110 cost. 59% betting going with the Eagles, 41% betting going with the Giants, 82% money going with the Eagles, 18% money going with the Giants, based off the Tuesday odds. Minus 110 even. Now those changed on Wednesday, as you can see, but we will go over that in a moment. Total from Tuesday looks like this: 41.5 points, down from 43.5, as I told you where it started. As I showed you where it started. 39% betting going with the over, 30% money going with the over. Under is getting 61% of the betting, 70% of the money is going with the under. All right. Money line odds movements Wednesday: 10-8, minus 390 plus 310. 94% betting going with the Eagles, 96% money going with the Eagles. 6% betting going with the Giants, 4% money going with the Giants. All right. Spread movement odds 10-8. Wednesday, that is, October 8th. Now the 7.5 stayed the same. 7.5 point favorites are the Eagles at minus 105 cost. Minus 105, 115 going with the Giants. So the cost changed from Wednesday at 61% betting and 77% money. So the money started decreasing with this minus 105 going with the Eagles. Giants increased in value when Eagles increased in money. Giants increased in value, minus 115, when Eagles increased in money. Decreased in money, when they decreased in money. Giants increased in value when the Eagles decreased in money. Think about that. Or should I say Giants increased in money when Giants increased in value. Total from Wednesday looks like this: 44%, well, 40.5. It changed to minus 115 cost. The cost changed and the total change to where it is now, 40.5 points. Minus 105 going under. Now currently the minus 105 is going, okay, yeah, it's still under. Still going with the under, just like yesterday. But this has changed. 44% betting going with the over, 30% money going with the over. Under, 56% betting going with the under, 70% money going with the under. All right. Let's see. Hold on. All right. What does this mean? This indicates that with these changing, now the 70-70 change here with the totals, minus 105 cost going with that under. Whenever you see that minus 105, I told you those hit more so than not. But what you have to look out for, and the total went to under. So what they're trying to do, if they can get a significant amount of people, with these totals especially, to go over higher than this 30%, at this minus 115 cost, the over will get it only if it maintains the higher amount here. Even if it's minus 112, minus 108, minus 115, minus 105, minus 118, minus 104. If they can go down on the total, that is, as you can see, they went from 41 to 40, 41 and a half to 40 and a half points. Minus 115 for the over. 30% money. If that can go up to 35, maybe 38, 40% willingly, 40% willingly, this minus 115 here can hold, or the higher amount can hold with the higher amount of money. If it does not go with the minus 105, that's what these minus 105s mean. Same thing with this one here. Whichever one went higher from the previous day, whichever one went higher, and it can maintain its momentum, as you can see it increased from 18 for the Giants, for example, on the spread to 23. If it can maintain that, look out for that minus 115 on the spread. The minus 115 cost, that is, to maintain. Only if it maintains the momentum. If it does not, go with the minus 105. That's why I say the minus 105s hit more so than the minus 115s, because the minus 115s don't always hold up. Now for the money line, it went from minus 105 to minus 390. Not a significant difference, but what held up is the Giants plus 310. But since the Eagles are so much of a heavy favorite and they're getting a large amount of money, minus 390 right here. Currently, that is, they went from minus 305 to minus 405, literally in a matter of a few days. That is a significant difference for a favorite, even though the favorite had just lost their first game. But yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. You guys take care. And yeah, when you analyze the minus 105, minus 115s, or the higher amount in general, watch how it holds momentum on the splits. If it does, go with that minus 115, but make sure it's up. That's why I say bet late. Make sure it holds up late, because the sharps go in late and bet heavily. That's what they call the sharps. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. You guys take care. Pray every day. I've been Scott. Join the Patreon. Link is in the description and in the video.